Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Tucker, and I am back again with another Funko Pop review. This time I will be doing a review on Dexter from the Cartoon Network line, but also based on the character from Dexter's Laboratory. So yeah, looking at this guy, he looks kind of nice, very cool. Honestly, he doesn't really look like much of a pop figure, in my opinion. Maybe it could be because he doesn't have the signature black eyes, but that's just that's my opinion. But yeah, the on with Dexter's features, you have his orange kind of curly-ish hair, like two little pieces of hair back here sticking out. Kind of almost looks like maybe like a piece of bread or an orange sponge. But yeah. Wait, hang on. Alright, sorry, I just wanted to see if I could do that. Okay, he's also wearing his glasses, making kind of an angry expression. Probably scolding Dee Dee. I mean, then again, if he was, I'm sure he'd be... Look, you know what, it doesn't matter. He's also got his white lab coat with, if I can get the focus. Yeah, there's some buttons on there that hold the lab coat together. He's got his purple gloves, his black boots. I mean, I assume they're boots because they have heels. And he's holding a little kind of yellowish remote with a red button that he's about to press. Could lead to an invention he just made, or maybe like a giant robot. Looks very simple, not very complex, considering that it only has one button. And yeah, Dexter also has 360 head articulation. I didn't think he would have head articulation. I kind of thought maybe it would be one piece. But that's a nice surprise. I'm glad that they gave Dex here some head articulation. One thing that I should mention that this isn't the first pop figure of Dexter that Funko has released. The first one was released probably 2 years ago in 2020. Probably during COVID, if I'm not mistaken. Where instead of a remote, he was holding a wrench in his left hand, and he was a Funko Shop exclusive, so I can imagine that one must be pretty pricey these days. I mean, I would like to get this one, but I'm glad Funko decided to make another Dexter Pop figure that was cheaper to get. Okay, now hold on real tight. I'm gonna make some comparisons. Be right back. Okay, who better to compare Dexter with than his sister Dee Dee, which was kind of the only reason why I bought Dexter in the first place, so I could have both him and Dee Dee together. They're the only two figures that I'm interested from the Cartoon Network line. I don't really care much for Johnny Bravo, Courage, or Cow and Chicken. But, mentioning those characters from other shows, you can imagine that this particular line of pop figures inspires from the classic Cartoon Network shows from the 90s. So, that's pretty cool. But, yeah. Obviously, Dee Dee is a lot taller than Dexter, as she should be. And she even towered over him in the cartoon as well. And even without the stand, she's taller. Yeah. Let me just peg her back on real quick. I think it'd be really cool if they made some other figures from Dexter's Laboratory, like maybe like Dexter's parents, or maybe Mandark, his nemesis. I mean that's just me. But yeah, other than that, I'm cool with having just Dexter and Dee Dee. I think they both look very nice, very cool together. But speaking of which, I watch when I used to watch Dexter's Laboratory when I was younger. I always had these big questions, like how he was able to fit his laboratory in the basement or underneath the house, and where he got all the materials, or who's paying for the installation. And I can imagine that a laboratory can be pretty noisy. I mean, I've never been in one, but again, one can assume. So how do his parents not hear all that? But then again, Dexter's parents aren't really like the sharpest crayons in the boxes. Which leads me to my other question. Like, sometimes I wondered if Dexter was adopted, considering that he was kind of smarter than both his parents and his sister combined. I mean, he did have the same hair color as his mom, but he also had kind of like an accent compared to the rest of them. His voice sounded a little different. I can't really say, I don't really know what kind of accent he had. It sounded like he had an accent where the rest of his family had typical American accents. Okay, I'm just going to make one more comparison. Be right back. Okay, sorry about all that. I can be kind of a blabbermouth sometimes. Okay, but yeah, I figured since we're on the topic of characters from Cartoon Network shows, I thought, maybe it'd be appropriate to compare him to another Cartoon Network character, Jake from Adventure Time. And yeah, I want to say with the headphones on, Jake is about the same size as Dexter, but if he had them off, Dexter would be taller. But yeah, with these two together, you basically have like two characters from two different Cartoon Network shows from two different eras in time. The 90s and the 2010s. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that was my pop figure review of Dexter from the Cartoon Network line. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.